It has been a pretty dry week for CustomROM users. This has been really one of the worst times for CustomROM users. And if you love flashing CustomROMs, yes, you might be hitting these kind of times. But yeah, these are tough times. I wish they would go away. And yes, in the past, Google has effed up a lot of things for us, for the CustomROM users. Even Xiaomi has actually tried to stop users to unlock bootloader. They have actually made the process of unlocking bootloader a lot more like hassled. And yeah, a lot of users actually stopped unlocking bootloaders or couldn't even do it with the HyperOS 2 kind of updates. And yes, it has been really a painful time for the users who don't want to get into a OEM software to get ads and stuff all the time. And the OEMs of course gets paid through those ads and through the users who has already paid for their devices. But yeah, this thing which is happening right now, I would say it's pretty rare, but I just simply wish that they could fix it or they could just make things as it was previously. Let me talk about in detail. Well, a lot of us actually uses banking apps on the custom ROMs, and I personally have used banking apps on custom ROMs for about 7 to 8 years now, or even more than that I guess. And most of the time I did not actually face any problems with the latest devices. I have flashed custom ROMs and on those I have used banking apps. Yes, when the newer version of Android update kind of custom ROMs appear, yes, for about 2 to 3 weeks the banking apps may not work right out of the box. Then you need magic scan stuff and then you just bypass those banking apps to work. That was a thing in the past, but most of the time right out of the box banking apps did work in all of the ROMs. But in the last week of May 2025 something happened in Google's part and they actually made it impossible to actually get banking apps working right out of the box in custom ROMs, because what they did is in the Play Store where you see the device is certified kind of section, there it started showing device is not certified. Yes, that happened earlier too in some ROMs like Lineages I guess, but that actually never caused an issue to actually get the banking apps not working. Even with device is uncertified, you could actually use the banking apps in the past. Earlier it was actually based on the safety net thing, but later on they actually upgraded that version to the play integrity kind of fix. And with the play integrity stuff, yes, it was a little bit more secure. But again, at the last week of May, it just failed totally in most of the ROMs like EvolutionX and stuff, which I personally use most of the time. In those ROMs, right out of the box, banking app straight up did not work. At least right out of the box. Yes, you could use the kernel SEO next or something like that. And with that, most of the banking apps could get fixed and they were probably working. Even right now, you can use those. But yeah, some of the apps still may cause issues like the Google Pay and some other banking apps which needs more security. They simply won't work. And by the way, in case if you're wondering on Poco F5 which ROM I'm using, why I'm not making new videos, well, that's because I made the last video about the InfinityX ROM where I actually said at the last that I will be flashing the EvolutionX ROM, which I actually did later on, but there again the banking apps were simply not working right out of the box, so I had to switch back again into the InfinityX ROM. And I would say I'm like totally lucky that I found this ROM, because on this InfinityX ROM I'm still using here. Yes, the play integrity check, if I do that, everything shows red. But even with this, apps like Google Pay is actually working perfectly fine. Even apps like SBI card and stuff, I have tried most of the banking apps which are available in India. Even some of you guys use the VI app or something. I actually tested the VI app. Even that app is actually working fine on the InfinityX ROM. And yes, if you haven't watched that video, you can check it out from the cards or the description. But in this ROM, right out of the box, banking apps are working. You don't need to go through the hassle of flashing kernel SEO next or something. You don't have to flash the modules and everything. So yes, you can use banking apps as of right now, but yes, this is an older kind of update, not the latest InfinityX I'm talking about. This is the 2 updates that I have tried. Here the banking apps are working. I'll just post a screenshot or something here on the screen so that you get to know which builds you can flash to actually get the banking apps working fine. So yeah, this is how the situation is right now for the Poco F5 users who actually want to use banking apps on their devices with custom ROMs. Yes, you can straight up unlock the bootloader and go into the HyperOS path, but I won't recommend that, because then you may not be able to unlock the bootloader in future, because the HyperOS 2 is simply a lot more restrictive to get actually users access to unlocked bootloader, because every manufacturer or OEM is actually trying to stop you to flash a custom ROM so that you don't actually get into open source kind of path where they cannot push you ads or they cannot make you buy into their own ecosystem. So that is how it is. In custom ROMs, you can just flash any ROM. You won't be getting any kind of huge ads in the UI at least. Of course, the website ads, if you open a website, if there are ads there, you will be able to see that. There are ways to block it with the ad blocker in the browser and stuff. I'm not talking about all those. I'm just talking about the ads in the UI. In the lock screen and stuff, you won't be seeing any ads. It will look clean like this. Of course, you can get this look in a pixel, but yes, you have to pay a lot more to Google to actually get that. So yeah, Xiaomi is stopping you to actually unlock bootloader with their HyperOS 2, and Google is trying to convince you to buy into their pixels so that you don't get to enjoy the Google Pixel-like experience on a cheaper device and you don't pay a huge sum of money to buy the Pixel device from them. And as I'm a long-time CustomROM user, let me give you a point of view from me, because actually I use CustomROM and I use the Poco A5 as my daily driver. There has been time I used the K20 Pro, I used the Redmi Note 10 Pro, even I used the Redmi Note 7 Pro as my daily driver with CustomROMs. And so I am in this game from a long time, and I actually use banking apps and for payments, like while I'm doing any kind of shopping or anything, while I'm doing the UPI payments in a local shop or even in like any kind of merchant payments and everything, I rely on my daily driver device with a custom ROM most probably, and I do payments and everything, so I need the banking apps working. But what happened in the last week of May of 2025, that suddenly in a one fine day, I would say Google has just stopped the play integrity support. In custom ROMs, there used to be an option which says update play integrity fix, and with that fix, if you just apply that, your device will reboot for once, and after it reboots, if you open the play integrity checker app, it would show that, like normally it used to show the basic and device integrity both passed, and it would show green to both of those, and the banking apps used to work perfectly fine. But after the last week of May 2025, suddenly Google just patched the like update play integrity thing with something else, or the banking apps or something. I'm not a developer, so I don't have much idea about it, but this is what I have heard in most like stuff of the developer notes. Google has actually implemented it in the Play Store itself that it would show the device is not certified, and they do not even support the device integrity, the basic integrity, and even the strong integrity, of course, does not pass at all, even if you apply the update play integrity fix. And the thing is, with the latest ROMs of EvolutionX, I would say yes, I have been an EvolutionX lover or user for a long time now, but I would say I'm pretty disappointed about it that like with the latest updates, the 10.6 and the 10.7 of EvolutionX, they just simply removed the support of even the update play integrity thing. And that is something I would say I did not like at all, because I actually thought they do care about the users who just simply use the ROM right out of the box. And if you root and stuff, of course, if you're a root user, you have to actually flash a lot of modules to get the banking apps working. And even then, you may not be able to actually use some of the apps which are high security, like Google Pay I think was not working, and there might be some more apps which may not work with the modules. So yeah, that's how it is. Like I have seen with the modules, there could be some or the other issues. If you flash like weird or a bad module, your phone simply will not boot. So that's not a ROM's fault. But yes, I totally get it that for a root user, it might be helpful, but for a non-root user, they just want to use a custom ROM fresh and they just don't want to like get into those module stuff. And for those users right now, it's totally a bummer and it's just a nightmare kind of situation, because banking apps in most of the latest ROMs or like EvolutionX version 10.7 will not be working, and they just removed the support completely, the update play integrity fix kind of thing. They just completely removed the support, and yeah, I am pretty disappointed about it personally. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. But yes, I'm glad that with the project InfinityX, as long as the banking apps keeps working on this ROM, I'd be using it. And yeah, hopefully in future, maybe with newer updates of other ROMs like EvolutionX, if they implement it, I'd be really happy. But if they do not, yeah, I'll be sad, but I can't do anything about it because it's all up to the developers. They actually decide how to develop a ROM and what features to include and what not to. So yeah, that's up to them. So that's how the situation is in 2025. I personally think this is really one of the worst times for the CustomROM users and for the open source kind of users who actually wants to use their smartphones peacefully with open source software. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. This is Tito from KTNTECH signing off for today, and please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Yes, I'll be making a lot more other kind of videos too. Do stay tuned for those. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please share this video with your friends. If you want them to know about the CustomROM situation right now in 2025, please share this video with them. This is Tito from KTNTECH signing off for today, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye now.